founder of Snowspirations Global Health Solutions. Thank you so much and welcome to today's 40s Fridays. Our clinic today is very special in the sense that we're going to do a lot of calculations today. Our clinic is going to last for 30 minutes. So every Friday, about my lunchtime, we bring out 30 minutes to talk to our women and our men who are desiring to become parents. So today we're going to talk about BMI, your body mass index, which is very important, which can affect the totality of who you are, which can directly impact on your fertility. And if it can impact on your fertility, it can impact your ability to start your family. Your BMI can also affect a currently existing pregnancy. So it's important you understand how to calculate your BMI. It's also important you understand the implications of having different unhealthy BMI range. So there are a couple of things you need to be conversant with. Admin is going to stand by to help you with the calculation. So if you don't know how to calculate your BMI, you will have a special privilege of calculating your own, and you can check the numbers to make sure they fall within the right range. Now, please, when you come in, let me know who you are, announce your location, tell the admin where you're calling from, then quickly settle in. It's going to be a pretty straightforward clinic because I'm kind of time constrained. So I'm going to give you 30 minutes. And at the end of the 30 minutes, if you need to communicate with me, if you need to subscribe, I will encourage you to subscribe. Now, this broadcast is going to be on 3 different platforms. We are currently doing great in our YouTube. So if you're in YouTube, you can participate. If you're in our group page, you can participate. If you're in our group in Facebook, you can also participate. So we are in our group page and YouTube. And if you're my personal friend in my Facebook, you can also participate. So we're going to talk about BMI, and I'm going to start. So when you come in, follow my admin. If you need any help, admin is going to help you. But let's get to business. We're talking about body mass index. If you don't know how to calculate your own, can you quickly keep your height and your weight standby? Because once you have your height, you have your weight, we can plug in the number and we can tell you if you're in a healthy range. It's important you know this. It's possible that the reason why you don't have your family today is because of your BMI. So if you can work on your BMI, if you can get your BMI within the normal healthy range, you might actually start enjoying the dividends of motherhood. Earlier today, I shared so many personal stories from so many mothers that had challenges, miscarriages, failed IVFs, but against all odds, they are mothers today. If you read anybody's stories out there and you're wondering, how did they get results? They acted on what they've learned. So if you've been encouraged, make sure those stories out there will inspire you to start your own family. No other person can spur you to start your own family except to take that bold step. So I encourage you to bring your partner on board. If you need to subscribe. Now, some people are complaining, oh, I wish I have money to consult with the doctor. Do you know the least amount you need to consult with us? 2,000 naira. You can afford it, my sister. Infertility, unfortunately, it's something that will break your heart if you don't take both steps. So let's quickly go straight to the topic for today. We are talking about BMI. So I'm going to start. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. So when we talk about BMI and relationship of BMI to your fertility, we are actually talking about the impact of body mass index in both males and females. So we've known that over time, being overweight, being obese or underweight can affect a woman's fertility. So whether you're underweight, whether you're overweight or you have obesity problem, it can affect your ability to start your family. Obesity especially can affect men more than women. When you have a chance to get pregnant and you have a healthy weight, you have a greater chance of becoming pregnant earlier. Remember that our Fridays clinic is predominantly for women in their 40s. So the fact you are currently in age 40 means you are already struggling. Why? From 35, you are considered early in advanced maternal age. So once you have crossed 35 years, your ability to become pregnant is dwindling by default. So the older you get as a woman, the fewer your chances of becoming pregnant. These are chances. You can still become pregnant, but you need to put in more effort. So a small weight loss can improve your fertility and pregnancy outcome. Eating healthy diet, exercising regularly can improve your chance of having good success in your pregnancy and having a healthy baby. When you're doing all this, you are actually helping yourself to be in the healthy weight range and healthy BMI. Now, what's the healthy BMI? If your BMI is hovering around 18.5 to 24.5, that's the healthy range. That's where we want you to be. If your BMI is below 18.5, that's underweight. That can also have problems in regards to becoming pregnant. If your BMI is from 25 up to 30, that's overweight. If your BMI is above 30, that's obesity. So your BMI can predict how soon you can become pregnant and how healthy your baby will be. Now, what I'm talking about today is BMI related to people that are planning to become pregnant. If you are already pregnant, please make sure you consult your GP or a dietitian first. Most people know that when you are overweight or you're obese, it will increase so many risk factors like heart diseases, like hypertension, like diabetes. But only few people know that when you have weight issues, when your BMI is high, it can also affect your ability to become pregnant. It can also affect your ability of having a healthy baby. So if you are trying to get pregnant or if you are planning to start, the closer you are to your healthy weight, the greater the chance of conceiving and having a healthy baby. Now, how do we know your healthy weight? This is where your BMI will come in. An ideal weight for conception will depend on your height and your individual body weight. So for us to calculate your BMI this afternoon, we need your height, we need your weight. Then when we plug it in, I want you to pay attention to the ranges. A healthy BMI is between 18.5 and 24.5. So when we plug your height and when we plug your weight and it's within 18.5 and 24.9, you are in a healthy range. Now let's give an example. You check your BMI and your BMI is 22. 22 is contained between 18.5 and 24.9. So you're within a healthy range. Let's assume your BMI is 16. 16 is underweight. You're going to have problems. If your BMI is 30.2, it's on the obesity range. So pay attention to the ranges. Adults with BMI between 25 to 29 are considered overweight. Now, adults with BMI above 30 indicates obesity. Now, specifically, when your BMI is high, it can affect your fertility as a woman by affecting your hormones. So women that have high BMI from 26 up might have problems with their hormones. So you might likely have hormone imbalance in your estrogen, in your progesterone, in your FSH, in your LH, in your prolactin. Now, these women can also have problems with ovulation. So if you can't release your eggs, you cannot become pregnant. Some of them will also have problems with menstrual disorders. And also when they go for assisted reproductive technique, which is an example of ART, when they go for IVF, which is an example of assisted reproductive technique, women that have higher BMI or lower BMI, that's underweight, overweight, or obesity, might likely have poor outcome when they go for IVF. Now, obesity is also correlated with women that have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovarian syndrome on its own can reduce your fertility and can cause infertility in women. Now, BMI is also important in male fertility. So when a man has a BMI of 26 up to 30, that's overweight. When a man has a BMI above 30, that on its own is what? Obesity. So you can also have hormonal problems. So men, instead of producing more testosterone, can be producing more estrogen. When men are producing more estrogen, they can begin to develop breast, which we call gynecomastia. They can begin to develop erectile dysfunction. They can begin to have sperm issues. So hormonal problems can also manifest in men. Men that have obesity problem because of high BMI can also have erectile dysfunction, problems with the erection. If your penis cannot be erect, you cannot enter the vagina, you cannot get your woman pregnant. They can also have other conditions linked to obesity. So weight loss in men who are overweight or obesity can significantly affect their total sperm count and quality. So when you go to the urologist and they tell you, oh, you have low sperm count, and they begin to give you all those vitamins, they are not going to fix it. But when you work on your body weight, you can actually improve on your sperm count, and you can also improve on the quality. Reaching a healthy weight at least 3 months before conception can improve the chance of conception in a man. Why? It takes an average of about 3 months for sperm to develop fully in a healthy man. So when you are planning to become pregnant as a man, make sure your weight is within the normal range. Now, overweight and BMI can also affect the pregnancy. So when you are getting closer to trying to become pregnant, getting closer to your healthy weight before conception will increase the chance of your baby being healthy and your baby being healthy in adulthood. We discovered that women that are obese or women that have excessive weight gain during pregnancy can have problems. They can have miscarriage. They can have high blood pressure. They can have preeclampsia. They can have gestational diabetes. They might be prone to having Sghs. They can have stillbirth. Now, babies that are born to women that are overweight will also have increased risk of having adult obesity later in life. So while the facts about obesity and reproductive outcome, it's daunting. So when you hear this, you're freaking out. When you lose body weight, it impacts on your ability to become pregnant significantly. So when you work on your diet, when you work on your lifestyle, when you limit the excessive body weight you gain during pregnancy, you are improving the outcome of you and your baby. Now, if you are planning to get pregnant, it's important you take basic steps, which I will discuss at a later date. But your BMI directly and indirectly can stop you from becoming pregnant. And when you eventually become pregnant, if you're not careful, you can have miscarriage, you can have hypertension, you can have preeclampsia, you can have your baby early, you can have low birth weight baby. These are factors that can affect your pregnancy. Okay, so I'm going to open the clinic now. Like I told you, it's going to be sharp. I'm going to open the clinic and I'm going to take care of your questions. So this is time for questions. So I'm going to go up and start taking care of your questions. If you don't know how to calculate your BMI, admin, please, can you do me a favor? Go and copy that formula for BMI and dump it in our comment section. Anybody that doesn't know how to calculate their BMI, please provide us with your weight, provide us with your height, and we can help you to calculate your BMI. So admin is going to post the formula for BMI, and it's important you know how to calculate your BMI so you can be careful when you go about adding excessive body weight. So the clinic is now open. Please go ahead and ask your questions, and I'm going to provide you feedback. So hopefully Dr. Ndiche is also providing feedbacks on the background, and my admin is in full swing. So if you need any help, they will help you. But please go ahead and ask your questions. And we have a good news. Later today, we are going to start the launch for our August topic. Remember, we're going to deal mercilessly with ovulation. Every single thing you need to know about your ovulation, we will have an opportunity on the last Sunday of this month to talk about ovulation. So the flyers are going to be ready soon. Make sure you save towards attending. My people, put your money and your treasure where your wealth is. Your babies are your wealth. Save towards getting the right knowledge. Knowledge that will improve your ability and your opportunity of being called a mother in 2022. Guys, the clinic is open now. So please go ahead and ask your questions in real time, and I'll provide you feedbacks. So it's time for questions. Please, if you have questions, please go ahead and ask. Okay, let's see. You were previously diagnosed with low progesterone. Later, they placed you on letrozole for 6 cycles. Which pregnancy didn't occur. So here's the deal. If we checked your progesterone level and we discovered it's low, we can give you progesterone supplement, right? Now you're taking care of your own end. Remember, it takes two people to achieve pregnancy. Now, hormonal imbalance is just one factor in the whole spectrum of becoming pregnant. So the fact we fix your progesterone alone doesn't mean you're going to get pregnant. There are other factors we need to investigate. So we need to investigate your tubes. We need to investigate the cover of the womb. We need to investigate your partner. So if we've taken care of your ovulation and everything is going good now, what about your partner? So what you need is a fertility specialist, my dear. You see, pregnancy doesn't happen in a vacuum. There are so many things that will happen before you become pregnant. So if you are having challenges becoming pregnant, I'm going to throw out some numbers there. If you are 35 years and above, and you have been practicing our PPP, PPP means you pray, you play, you make love every 48 hours, then you have a fertility specialist. If you are 36 years and at the end of the 6 months, you don't have pregnancy test positive, you need to escalate. You need to see a fertility specialist immediately. If you are 34, 12 months, at the 13th month, you need to escalate. You need to see a fertility specialist with your partner, and we need to begin to go proactive. My people, listen to me. It's either you crumble the kingdom of infertility in 2021, or you will have carryover in 2022. I don't want any member of my group to have carryover in 2022. We cannot afford to carry over infertility to 2022. 2022 is when we will become mothers, we will become fathers. All the babies will be mentioning their names. They will become reality. So you begin to plan and you begin to plant and you begin to speak positively into your 2022. You cannot afford to carry your infertility into 2022. It's not possible. Our group is going to celebrate in 2022. So please, this is the time to do the right things. If you don't have a fertility specialist, I encourage you to go and see a fertility specialist. Unfortunately, we always see the good aspect of things we know. When I preach praying, some people just concentrate on only praying, but they are not playing and they're not practicing. We pray a lot. When I shared so many stories today, people were claiming twins, claiming triplets, claiming other people's babies. Have you claimed their actions? Do you have a doctor that is helping you? Do you have subscription? Have we discovered what the problem is? If you are just claiming people's end product, but you're not putting in the work, then you're deceiving yourself, my people. Now, some people might not understand, but they become so comfortable in their infertility, and it's a deadly place to be. You'll be so accustomed to complaining, to looking for excuses, to talking about lack of money, to talking about lack of sex. You cannot become pregnant if you don't make love, unfortunately. So you need to act, my sister. You need to call a family meeting, okay? So guys, keep asking your questions. If you don't know how to calculate your BMI, admin has shared the formula. So I have a few more minutes to attend to your questions. So please go ahead and start asking your questions. Submit your numbers to admin. They will help you to calculate your BMI. Okay, Dr. Ndiche is also in the house providing feedback. Husband's sperm is good and your tubes are open. Now, by convention, if everything is good with you and you guys are still not able to become pregnant, it's called infertility of unknown origin or unexplained infertility, and you're a candidate for assisted reproductive technique. So when they've checked you and you're perfect and your partner is perfect and you're still not able to become a mother within a period of 1 year, what do? You escalate. You cannot just be complaining up and down. So when we've checked you, we check your partner, you don't have a baby yet, then you go for IUI. Then you go for IVF. Then you go for donor X. You go for donor sperm. You go for surrogacy. You cannot afford to complain the whole of 2021. But the problem is this. Some women want to be in denial. They will claim, oh, doc, I'm okay, I'm perfect, no problem. But when we begin to investigate, there are standard tests we need to run to know if you're fertile or not. There are some women, unfortunately, they no longer have eggs. There are some women that have poor ovarian egg reserve. So what do I mean by poor ovarian egg reserve? You no longer have eggs. You've used all the eggs that God gave you, or they are now reduced in number and quality. If you were told you have poor ovarian egg reserve, don't even fight it. You can't win the fight. That's a fact. You need to present yourself like a sacrificial lamb to a fertility specialist, and we begin to see how we can help you. Now, the criteria for you to become pregnant, it's having egg. Even if it's one egg, so long as that one egg is good, you can become pregnant. But once you have finished using your eggs, my sister, do the right thing. Stop living in denial. Seek help. The earlier you seek help, the better. Okay, so if you and your partner are in a good place, we've checked you, everything is okay, but you're not pregnant now, then you need to go and talk to a fertility specialist. Okay? Let's see. Doc, you're in 2 weeks wait after your embryo transfer. What can you do to increase your chance? Nothing. You have done your best. If you're pregnant by now, you're pregnant. So you just need to wait for your 2 weeks. The reason why you wait for the 2 weeks is to make sure you have adequate quantity of beta HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, the so-called pregnancy hormone. So there is absolutely nothing for you to do. This is when you need to start buying baby clothes. This is when you need to start naming your babies because you're going to be pregnant. So there is absolutely nothing you can do, my sister. We've given you drugs. We've checked your partner's sperm. We've checked your eggs. We've transferred your babies into your womb. So the only thing you need to do now is to make sure you get enough rest and you eat properly because you're going to be pregnant. So there is absolutely nothing for you to do than to wait. But how you wait is important. Are you waiting hopelessly or are you hopeful? You see, your mind is a terrible tool. There are some women that will start worrying from day one. They are already pregnant. Now you begin to worry and you increase your stress hormone. That stress hormone will go and mess your whole body up. Then you have miscarriage. So you don't have to worry about anything. It takes a lot of bold steps to accept to go for IVF. When they've done the embryo transfer, relax. You've done your best. God will do the rest, okay? Okay, guys, I have just about 5 more minutes, okay? Just about 5 more minutes. All right. If you need help, I'm not going to attend to all your issues in one day. So the lady that has been asking subsequent questions, get subscriptions. Come in, let's review, and if we need to refer you, we can refer you, okay? You can't solve all your problems in one 30-minute window. It's not possible. So if you need to discuss your case with me, if you need to review your case, you can come in and we can see what we can do to help you, okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to take care of a few more questions, then I'm done. Now, remember, in our group, we don't do self-medication. So don't ever do self-medication. No Clomid, no Letrozole, no all those nyama nonsense you guys take. Stick to what your doctor prescribed. Now, some women can come and say, oh, my friend gave birth to 20 babies after having this and having that. That's your friend. No two people can be the same, not even identical twins. So what your friend did and succeeded, which we cannot even confirm they succeeded. Some women will come and say, oh, my friend took Clomid and magic happened. When you go there, you're going to be in trouble. Not all women need Clomid. Clomid is a very, very deadly drug. If you don't need Clomid and you're taking it, you're increasing your possibility of developing cancer. So Clomid is not your paracetamol. Your paracetamol is also deadly. Your paracetamol can damage your kidneys, can damage your liver. So you be careful, especially Nigerians. All those anti-malaria drugs you take every 2 weeks. You go to the chemist and they begin to pump your body with poisons. You don't need them. You want to be in good health when you eventually become pregnant. So no self-medication. Don't go to the lab and start doing scan all over the place by yourself. Make sure you go to the doctor. No shopping for medication on the internet. We don't believe in that. I don't prescribe drugs from the internet. If you notice, you might not like it, but that's how I operate. Because I'm in America, you're in Nigeria, or if I can't see you one-on-one, prescribing drugs for you is not helping you. But I can educate you, I can connect you, we can figure out what the problem is, then I can refer you to someone that will see you one-on-one, and we can crack the code. Infertility is a stepwise process. Okay, so guys, my time is almost up. So let me see what I have, and we can go for the day. Can one with CoQ10, can you take CoQ10 without prescription? No, please don't try that. If your doctor felt like giving you CoQ10, which some doctors that do fertility treatment can give, make sure it's prescription. Don't take any drug by yourself, okay? The only drug you can take by yourself is your prenatal multivitamins. Once it's not your prenatal multivitamins, do not take it. Do not, I repeat. Now, if you want to become a mother in 2022, you have to pray. That means you wake up every morning, you talk to God, you thank God, you say, God, I thank you. Then you make love 48 hourly. You have to make love. Love making is your water. The more you make love, the more you're increasing your possibility of becoming pregnant. Then when you've made love and if things are not going your way, then you need to see a fertility specialist. Okay? So thank you for coming this afternoon. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for my ward run, then on Sunday for my maternal and child health clinic. Please, if you need help, follow my admin. If you don't know how to calculate your BMI, follow my admin. Admin is going to help you. Please make sure all the stories you heard today, make sure all the testimonies, all the beautiful stories of overcoming from so many mothers, ask them what they did. Don't just show up in comment and say, oh, you claim triplets, you claim twins. Ask them directly. What did you do, my sister? They will tell you they went for IVF. They will tell you they went for fertility treatment. They will tell you they went for IUI. Babies did not fall from heaven. So go and do your own thing. If you refuse, unfortunately, you'll be the same. Okay, so thank you for coming. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until I see you, bye.